In 2017, wild polio was eradicated from Ethiopia, and my country was declared polio-free. Ever since I learned that polio is one of just a few human diseases that can be completely eliminated from the world, I decided I would do everything I could. I would spend hours working closely with the National Polio Plus Committee, knocking on doors and fundraising, traveling to remote rural areas, and mobilizing volunteers to join immunization campaigns. I would plead with the government to increase their support. I would advocate for cross-border immunizations, pester corporate executives to come on board, all through rallying and persuading the media to raise awareness in our community. Together with my Rotarian colleagues, we organized campaigns to inform parents on how to access immunization services. We trained religious leaders across denominations who taught parishioners the importance of vaccinating their children early, rather than bringing sick and distressed infants to the clinic when it was too late. As you might imagine, all this work takes insanely long hours, patience, perseverance, and passion. What I have been able to achieve is not something that I've done on my own. It's something that has been done collectively. Until this disease is globally eliminated, the risk of its return to Ethiopia, with its vast and porous borders, remains high. So our fight continues.
Rotary and our partners have made incredible progress toward eradicating polio, thanks to the oral polio vaccine, or OPV, which has helped reduce polio cases by over 99% since 1988. This vaccine is easy to administer and has the amazing ability to both protect the individual and prevent person-to-person spread of the virus. Unfortunately, if not enough children are vaccinated, the weakened polio virus contained in OPV can start to circulate in a community and over time change to a form that causes paralysis. This variant of polio virus is called CVD-PV, and it is one of the major barriers we face in achieving a polio-free world.
To address the threat of CVD-PV, a global group of experts have worked together for many years to develop a next-generation vaccine, one that would carry less risk of changing to a harmful form that could cause paralysis in low immunity settings. The result is the novel oral polio vaccine type 2, or NOPV2, to address the most common type of CVD-PV, type 2.
NOPV2 is very similar to the current saving OPV we rely on, but with key changes to prevent mutation.
Across all studies, we have seen that NOPV2 is safe, effective, and significantly less likely to change to a form that can cause paralysis.
It was amazing to see NOPV2, after a decade in the works, begin to be rolled out from March 2021. We look forward to seeing more countries across different continents using this vital new tool in the future to combat CVD-PV2.
NOPV2 is a powerful example of the polio program's innovation to overcome the toughest challenges. Partners, scientists, and leaders from around the world made NOPV2 possible, and this is the kind of collaboration that will help us end polio for good.
Thank you to all of the Rotary members around the world who have raised funds that are directly supporting the new vaccine's rollout. We are confident that NOPV2 could help us stop CVD-PV2s and bring polio eradication within our grasp. However, a vaccine sitting in a vial won't protect a child. We must all continue to reach and protect children everywhere and recommit to wiping out this terrible disease.
The effort to eradicate polio is one of the world's largest public health campaigns. In 2021, fewer cases of wild polio have been reported than ever before. But vaccine-derived polio outbreaks and then the COVID-19 pandemic have added complexity to the campaign. Despite these and other challenges, Rotary and its partners adapt, innovate, and forge ahead. Dr. Hamid Jafri is with us from the World Health Organization's office in Amman, Jordan. In the first 8 months of 2021, just 2 cases of wild polio were reported, one in Pakistan and one in Afghanistan. Can you explain why the numbers are so low?
This is truly unprecedented that we are seeing this decline simultaneously in the 2 countries. Why this is happening? I think there are 3 broad factors responsible for this. One is, of course, the resumption of mass polio vaccination campaigns after the interruption due to the pandemic. Secondly, there was a resurgence of polio cases in both Pakistan and Afghanistan, starting late 2018 and through 2019 and 2020. And often we see that a period that follows an epidemic period or an outbreak period, there is induction of natural immunity by the wild polio virus that circulates. And third, we believe that the certain factors associated with the COVID pandemic might have also contributed in an important way. Most importantly, the restrictions in travel and population movement, because the virus moves with people as they are moving. So we are very excited about this window of opportunity, but we are still in the middle of the what we call high polio transmission season, these late summer months. We could still see a further increase. Also, we detect cases in the detect viruses in the environment, so we could see a resurgence. So this is the time to really press hard in making use of the opportunity that presents itself now.
The Afro region recently reached its 1-year anniversary of being certified wild polio free, 4 years after Nigeria reported its last case of wild polio.
The African region deserves a huge, massive congratulations on this amazing milestone of becoming wild polio virus free. Our current priority now is to protect Africa from the wild polio virus that is now circulating in Afghanistan and Pakistan, and also for Africa to stop the multiple outbreaks of circulating vaccine-derived polio virus.
I know the GPEI just launched its new strategy to end all polio viruses. Why was a new strategy needed?
Previous GPEI strategy was developed in 2018. We saw a resurgence of polio in both Pakistan and Afghanistan, both resurgence of wild polio virus, but also vaccine-derived polio virus. And then we were, of course, hit by the pandemic. So many of the elements of the previous strategic plan were no longer valid. So there was an extensive consultative process that GPEI took and came up with this new 5-year strategic plan. Some of the most polio endemic communities are also the ones that suffer from lack of basic health and civic services. So better alignment and integration with other basic health and civic services in a way that the polio program is seen as a more integrated approach to vaccination. There are certain communities where we still miss a number of children, either because there are gaps in the way the vaccination campaigns are organized, or where the communities or have misconceptions about the polio vaccine. So there is social reluctance to embrace. I mean, this new strategy speaks to engaging the communities with new approaches, new strategies, partnering with communities, building new alliances with these communities.
You must find the situation in Afghanistan hugely challenging for the polio program. How do the polio partners work together to adapt in the face of these new challenges?
You know, with the evolving situation in Afghanistan, it is of course very, very important that we partners maintain our neutrality and impartiality of the polio eradication program. As always, we will continue to work with all parties. The program is used to adapting operationally in its planning and its communication based on the nature of insecurity, based on the nature of conflict. Currently, we do see opportunities coming up as well, so that we may have access to all parts of Afghanistan for implementing mass vaccination campaigns.
Rotary has been fighting to end polio since 1985. Well, actually 1979 with the first campaign in the Philippines. Is there a message you'd like to share with the thousands of Rotary members who are viewing this program?
Rotarians are the glue of the global polio eradication effort. They donate their time, they donate their funds, and they are the voice of the civil society that hold all of us and the governments around the world accountable for what we are doing to protect children from polio and how much progress we are making in achieving global polio eradication.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hamid, for your time today, and much more important, for your work in making the world a place that is forever free of polio.
A big, big thank you to all the Rotarians around the world.
The push to end polio is one of the most complex global health efforts in history. The partners in this campaign have overcome complicated logistics, immunized people in migration, and responded to unforeseen challenges. This is a legacy to be proud of. But we are not done yet. Wild polio remains in just 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan.
मेरा नाम युसरा है, मैं पोलियो वर्कर हूँ। सुबह सवेरे पहले मैं उठती हूँ, नमाज़ पढ़ती हूँ, उसके बाद घर की सफाई वगैरह करती हूँ। सफाई करने के बाद फिर मैं नाश्ता तैयार करती हूँ। मेरे साथ जो मेरी वर्कर है वो मेरे पीछे आती है। हमारी गाड़ी है, हमने अपने लिए की है, हम उसमें बैठ के तो हम में आते हैं। आ जाए बाजी, अंदर आ जाए। अस्सलाम वालेकुम। खैरियत है बाजी, बैठ जाए आप। आ जाए बाजी।
ये जो वैक्सीन है ये हमारी जमरोज जो हमारा हॉस्पिटल है वहाँ होती है। हम फिर वहाँ से तो हम लेकर आते हैं। सुपरवाइज़र की हैसियत तमाम जो वर्कर्स हैं हमारे पोलियो में काम करने वाले, मैं उनको सारा लॉजिस्टिक का तमाम यानी कि सामान को मुहैया करती हूँ। उनको यहाँ तक के पॉइंट पे बैठने का भी मैं बताती हूँ कि इधर बैठे, क्योंकि इधर रश ज़्यादा है, इधर ज़्यादा काम अच्छे तरीके के साथ फ्रंट पे हो सकेगा।
Historically, the highest number of cases has always been along the Pakistan-Afghanistan border in both countries.
There seems to be tremendous progress, very positive development this year. We have seen the last WPV1 case in both the countries in January. Since then, there's no child who has been paralyzed with wild polio virus in both of these countries, which is unforeseen, unprecedented. So we have to have a cautious optimism at this stage.
मेन बॉर्डर है, यहाँ पे ये पोलियो वैक्सीन करना इसलिए ज़रूरी है क्योंकि यहाँ से लोग आते भी हैं और जाते भी हैं।
इनका आना जाना लगा रहता है, खुशी गम में, यानी कि अक्सर लोगों के रिश्तेदार पाकिस्तान में होते हैं, बाज़ के अफगानिस्तान में, तो इनका तो हर वक्त का आना जाना है।
So we have a cross-border vaccination strategy which is between Afghanistan and Pakistan. And so the program has identified all these border crossing points, has deployed cross-border vaccination team from both the sides, from Pakistan side as well as Afghanistan side.
हम अपने पाकिस्तान से प्यार करते हैं क्योंकि अगर ख़वातीन फ्रंट लाइन पे काम नहीं करेंगी तो ये जो ख़वातीन है ये हमसे मिस हो जाएंगी।
यहाँ पे आसपास हमारे बहुत से सिपाही होते हैं जिसकी वजह से हम उन्हें देख के खुद को महफूज साबित करते हैं और हमें पता है कि हम लोग यहाँ पे महफूज हैं।
अगर हम पहले से रोकथाम ना करें तो जब बच्चे मजदूर हो जाएंगे, हमारे बच्चे काम नहीं करेंगे तो फिर तो वो मुल्क तरक्की कभी भी नहीं कर सकता।
The virus doesn't know where the Pakistan finishes and where the Afghanistan starts. For Pakistan and Afghanistan, the whole area is the same for the virus. So we have to work together. We have to make sure that we synergize on the vaccination of children which are coming from the other sides.
We are focusing on vaccinating the moving population, whether it is Afghani, whether it is Pakistani, those.
The idea is that all the partners and the government, all of them sit as a one team under one roof at one place.
तमाम पार्टनर्स जो हैं इकट्ठे होते हैं और डेली 2 आवर्स की मीटिंग होती है। तो वहाँ रोटरी इंटरनेशनल की कंट्रीब्यूशन, रोटरी इंटरनेशनल की एज पोलियो के लिए क्या क्या एफर्ट्स हैं, तो मैं वो अपने तमाम एक्सपीरियंसेस उनसे शेयर करती थी। तो और इनको आप गाइड कर सकते हैं। सुमेरा एंड आपका क्या नाम है?
You know, this GPI strategy, it has been developed with the intensive consultation across the partners, with the countries, with the different stakeholders.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम। इधर कोई बच्चा रहता है पोलियो वाला?
It has a lot of emphasis on community engagement, which is one important component, and we have seen that in some parts of these 2 endemic countries, vaccine acceptance has become one of the key issues.
लेडी हेल्थ वर्कर की रीच घर तक होती है और वो ख़वातीन से डायरेक्ट उनकी कम्युनिकेशन होती है, उसका उनके साथ लाइज़ॉन डेवलप हो चुका है, जिसकी वजह से पूरी फैमिली उस पर ट्रस्ट करती है।
It is important for us to achieve polio eradication goal by not just reaching with the polio doses through supplementary immunization activities, but also playing a catalytic role to enhance broader health services.
We go to those people not only for the polio drops, but we go to them with other services. We are also making health camps in those areas where there is higher number of refusers.
मेरी इनर सेटिस्फेक्शन मुझे हुई है आज का हेल्थ कैंप करके कि मैंने उस कम्युनिटी को एड्रेस किया जो कि 70% अफ़गान कम्युनिटी थी, 20% जो है वो पाकिस्तान में थी। जब आप किसी इलाके में जाके कम्युनिटी को सर्विसेज देते हैं तो वो कहते हैं कि ये तो हमारे घर आके हमें हमारी हेल्थ के बारे में आके बता रहे हैं। जब आप उनके घर पे जाते हैं तो ये हमारी वैल्यूज़ हैं, वो रिस्पेक्ट देते हैं, वो हमारी बात गौर से सुनते हैं और फिर वो कहते हैं कि ये तो हमारी बेहतरी के लिए है। अब तो हम बहुत क्लोज हैं। पाकिस्तान और अफ़गानिस्तान में अब एक केस है। ये एक बहुत बड़ी अचीवमेंट है कि एक ख्वाब पूरा होने जा रहा है हम रोटेरियंस का।
The fight to eradicate polio has been filled with challenges, but we have made immense progress.
We can be proud of everything we have accomplished. Now, we have an unprecedented opportunity to eliminate wild polio.
In my home country of Afghanistan, Rotary and our partners are working with all stakeholders to ensure that polio eradication remains a top priority, even in the midst of change. Work is underway to ensure that children have access to life-saving polio and other childhood vaccines.
In Pakistan, where I live, Rotary continues to work with the government, community, and religious leaders to build trust and reach children everywhere with polio vaccine. By bringing broader health services to children and families alongside polio vaccination, we are ensuring better healthcare and greater vaccine acceptance.
As the two of us continuing working towards a polio-free world, we know there are countless Rotary members working alongside with us. We may all live in different countries and come from different backgrounds, but our goal is the same.
As members of Rotary, we will work relentlessly to deliver on the promise that we made to the children of the world. Thank you for the critical role you all played to bring eradication within reach. We are grateful for your ongoing support. Thank you.
Each year, as we celebrate our strides toward a polio-free world, Rotary members and clubs organize events and fundraisers, a collective effort that motivates and moves us to action.
세계 성황의 기념 행사로 코로나 시대에 맞춰서 비대면으로 개인 또는 소규모로 할 수 있는 프로그램을 기획했습니다. 새로운 초점 분야의 환경 분야 일환으로 걸으면서 쓰레기를 줍는 프로그램으로 크로킹과
This is a project that we've been involved with for 12 years. 25 to 35 farmers dedicating the proceeds from 1 acre of corn. Those 12 years, we've raised over $150,000.
We create awareness, illuminating historical buildings with the End Polio Now logo. The lighting is combined with a publicity campaign and significant fundraising events.
私たちは世界ポリオデートレインジャックプロジェクトを立ち上げ、東京都内の電車広告をジャックして10月18日から24日までの1週間、エンドポリオナウの広告を出します。
Hemos organizado la Rotary Polio Race. Invitamos a todos los rotarios del mundo a unirse a nuestro reto del 16 al 24 de octubre. Juntos vamos a celebrar la Semana Mundial contra la polio.
For World Polio Day 2021, my Rotary Club will be illuminating Hopetoun House, one of the iconic stately homes close to our town. And that aids our fundraising effort throughout all the rest of the year.
O Telepolio é um evento virtual onde a gente convida médicos, pacientes e celebridades para falarem do sentimento e como importante é se manter engajado contra essa terrível doença.
We are planning to distribute 500 wheelchairs to people living with disabilities, and we have prepared a fundraiser up to a tune of $12,000.
We're leading Move for Polio. 30 clubs to raise $100,000. July 1st to World Polio Day, October 24th. We're moving for polio.
And you can too. Come join us as we celebrate Rotary's efforts to end polio now. This live stream event will provide updates on Rotary's latest efforts to eradicate polio.
Thank you to Rotary members and supporters for your tireless efforts. We know that as long as the disease remains a threat, you will stay committed to end polio forever.
As you've seen in this year's World Polio Day program, countless Rotary members are donating their expertise, time, and money to make polio a disease of the past. The The work we've accomplished collectively is exceptional. Together with our partners, we've immunized nearly 3 billion children and prevented more than 19 million cases of polio. Today, the wild polio virus is contained in just 2 countries, and circulation of the wild virus is lower than ever. While this is encouraging, the job isn't done. It will require our collective energy to wipe out wild polio in Pakistan and Afghanistan and overcome the remaining challenges. We must use new strategies and every available vaccine to tackle vaccine-derived polio. And we need to ensure that polio-free countries stay polio-free. Finally, we can harness the power of vaccines to bring this journey to an end so that the infrastructure we built can continue to keep children safe against other vaccine-preventable diseases. Meeting these challenges starts with you, because this effort started with you, and this effort will end with you and every single one of our 1.4 million Rotary and Rotaract members working together to eradicate polio. On behalf of the Rotary Foundation trustees and Rotary's International Polio Plus Committee, I am asking for your help. Whether you're a longtime donor, considering a gift for the first time, or you haven't donated in a few years, the Polio Plus program needs your support. We must raise $50 million each year so we can finish the fight we started. Every dollar you donate will be matched 2-to-1 by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which triples your impact. We will eradicate polio. We need to aim high, dream big, and give freely. Please consider making a donation this year at www.endpolio.org. Thank you for your support.